Three sets of 10, two sets of 12, a 5x5, 5x15. That would be insane. What reps are you supposed to do? Let me see if I can simplify it for you. My fellow Americans, there's lots of debate. Now I was about to start off with there's a lot of debate in the fitness and exercise science community about blah 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 blah. It's kind of mundane to point out. It's kind of silly. Of course, there's debate. There's always debate. There's always been debate. There always will be. And there are people, let me tell you, it's pretty crazy. There's people who believe their side so strongly, it's like a religion. And they will hurl nasty things at each other online. It's like, okay, everybody, let's calm down. It's just exercise. Exercise is good, but let's calm down. It's not the Crusades. It's not the Christians. It's not the Christians versus the Muslims trying to get Jerusalem back. We're just talking about whether you should work out 2 times a week, or if 3 times is the optimal, or what rep count is ideal for whatever. Anyways, here's my opinion. Here's the one thing that I think matters more than the rep count, because people would get real hung up on whether they are doing whether they should do 3 sets of 10. That's a very popular one. Or 5 sets of 5 is another popular one for people who are getting more into powerlifting and they're trying to get heavier. There are certain rep ranges that are good, that are more preferable depending on what you're going for. If you want to be a bodybuilder, meaning you're just trying to get as big as possible, generally speaking, higher rep ranges. Higher rep ranges would be really good for you. We're talking like 12 to 15, generally speaking. It's always generally speaking. And if you're a power lifter, meaning you just want to lift the heaviest thing possible one time, now we're talking about the lower rep ranges, 1 to 5. That's fine. That's fine. And if you're more experienced, you're probably going to mix it up and to do some of both, because both contribute to one another. Being strong contributes to bigger muscles, and bigger muscles contribute to being strong. They kind of feed off of each other. So you always want to be trying different types of workouts and experimenting. I'm going to do a whole video on the importance of experimentation. But today, I just want to hit you with one single concept. One that took me a while to understand myself. And that is the concept of intensity. Volume is the total amount of weight that you're pushing in one workout or in one set. So for instance, let's say I'm bench pressing 100 pounds and I do it for 15 reps. That's a lot of volume. Times 100, let's see, 100 times 15. That's a lot. 1,500? Yeah, 1,500 pounds. Yeah, I think I got that right. I almost said 15,000 because I'm stupid. I got this weird thing in my brain that makes me bad at math. It's called being dumb. 1,500 though. 1,500 pounds in one set. That's the total amount of weight you pushed. But let's say that I do 225. That's 2 plates on each side. I do 225. And let's say I can do 3 reps. 3 reps at 225. I can do more than that, by the way. That's neither here nor there. Let's say I do 3 reps at 225. Let's see, 3 times 225, that's like 600 and something. Not even half the volume. Not even, well, a little over half the volume of the weight before. But where it was much lower in volume, it was much higher in intensity because I had to push a lot harder to get those three reps up of the 225. So we got two competing philosophies here. You've got the high volume, just push as much weight as possible. And that's generally a more bodybuilder type way of thinking. As much volume as possible. This is like the Arnold Schwarzenegger philosophy. Arnie was a volume machine. He would do 2 workouts a day, tons of volume, tons of weight pushed every single day. But then you've got this other philosophy, and this is kind of the one that this is what I lean towards. You've got the high intensity philosophy. That's more the Mike Mentzer way of training. I'm a big fan of Mike Mentzer, by the way. His whole thing is you should really only have to do 1 set. You don't have to do a bajillion sets. You should really only have to do 1 set if the intensity is there. Now, as far as which one's better, I'll kind of refer back to what I said about the rep counts. Some of both. You know, push a certain amount of volume, but also make sure the intensity is there. This video, I want to focus on the intensity. You have to make sure that you're pushing hard enough. The rep count matters less. It matters less than are you pushing sufficiently hard during the set. So whether you're doing 3 sets of 10 or 2 sets of 8, it doesn't really matter. Pick one that fits with your schedule. You know, if you don't have a lot of time, then you're not going to be doing 4 sets of 6. 2 sets of 8 might be better because, less sets and get through the exercise quicker. That might be preferable, and it won't matter if the intensity is there. Let's use that. Let's do 2 sets of 8. Let's say we're doing 2 sets of 8 on a barbell squat. We're doing a barbell squat, and you're doing 2 sets of 8. Well, we want to be getting near failure, not to total failure. Different kinds of failure as well. You've got technical failure versus absolute failure. Technical failure is your form starts to break down. Absolute failure is when you couldn't lift another one if someone had a gun to your head. You pissed off the cartel and they're going to execute you on the spot unless you can bench press or unless you can barbell squat 300 pounds, and you're sitting there like, I don't know why this matters, but okay, I guess I have to do it. And you can't do it. You have reached muscular failure. Absolute failure. We don't want to go to that kind of failure. Technical failure, where your form starts to break down. So we're pushing close to technical failure. Or within 2 to 3 reps. If you're really pushing it, maybe 1 to 2 reps of technical failure. If you do that on your barbell squat, you will get stronger. You will build muscle. Even though you're only doing 2 sets of 8. You could technically, according to Mike Mentzer, I'm not like, this isn't my little bighorn. I'm not going to make a last stand here. But I think there's a lot of validity to what Mike Mentzer says when he says that you should really only have to do one set of 8. And if the intensity is there, again, you're getting real close to muscular failure, then you build muscle. In my last video, and I'll keep talking about this, I'll keep repeating myself so that, if you're a newbie to my channel and my content, you're not lost in the dark. But in my last video, I stressed that you only need to do 4 exercises you only need to start out with 4 exercises. 1 for your legs, 1 for your back, 1 for your chest, 1 for your core. 4 exercises. Hit the 4 main regions of the body. Now, that's all good and fine, but the next step is to make sure you're pushing hard enough for those 4 exercises to do their jobs. I'm all out of Monster. As I'm drinking my Monster, I can feel it getting lighter, and I start to feel sad. I feel really sad now. That was it. That was the last drop. Okay. Where was I? Intensity, 2 sets of 8. All right, all right. Four exercises to hit the 4 primary regions of your body. If you're doing those 4 exercises and you're doing them at the proper intensity, meaning you're pushing real hard, that's more than enough to get stronger and build muscle throughout the week. Even if you're only doing it once a week. HHS, Health and Human, HHS, they recommend 2 strength training sessions a week. And I don't disagree with that recommendation, but if you're doing 0 strength training sessions a week, it's time to do just 1. Just do 1, hitting the legs, the back, the chest, the core, and pushing each of those body parts near failure. It's enough that you're straining and it's difficult. And then the next week you come in and you try and do more. You get a little bit stronger. You know you're making progress. Here's a little tidbit that you need to know. Here's how you know if you're making progress. You're getting stronger. That's it. Are you getting stronger? Can you lift more the next week than you could the week before? Don't worry about anything else. Well, worry about other things. There's a lot, technique, obviously technique matters. Nutrition, we'll get into nutrition later. That's a different discussion. As far as your activity in the gym goes, here's what you primarily must focus on. Are you getting stronger? And if the answer is a resounding yes, I can lift more this week than I could last week, fantastic. You're improving. You're building muscle. Your body's learning to move. Oh, another little tidbit. I'll save that for another video. I don't want to overwhelm you. Suffice it to say, get to the gym, focus on your main big lifts, get it close to failure. Intensity over volume. Mike Mentzer. Well, that's all I got for today. Go forth, my fitnocrats.